That is, when do we combine the prayers? When we're not traveling. So everybody knows when we travel, we need to combine prayers. Everybody understands that. We're not going to talk about that. That's a much broader topic. But can you combine prayers when you are not traveling? So when you're home? So let's talk about that. And the short answer is yes, in certain situations. One situation is when it's bad weather. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked people not to come to the masjid when it's bad weather. He said, "Sallu fi rihalikum," or bi rihalikum. Pray in your homes. When it's bad weather, you don't need to come. At that time, the masajid were dirt, right? So the pathways got muddy. So it was asked that they don't come to the masjid because it's going to be very difficult for them. So in our situation, when it's slightly raining, it doesn't really hurt you, come to the masjid. But if it's really bad, it's thunderstorming, there's a tornado warning outside, subhanAllah, may Allah protect all of us. In that case, don't come to the masjid. Now, this is not about combining prayers, I'm just talking in general now. Now, let's say you make it to the prayer, but you know right after salah, there's going to be bad weather, right? Or there's going to be something that's going to prevent you from coming to the masjid. It just doesn't have to be weather, okay? If you want to be literalist, it's weather. But if you want to be principle-based, it's anything that, and there's two types of scholars. That's why I said what I said. There's some scholars that are literal, okay? That those are the exceptions allowed in the ahadith are the only ones that they use. The others derive principles from it, and that's how they derive fiqh, and that's why there can be difference of opinion. So those who derive by principles, and I tend to be one of those who follow those who derive based on principles, they say anything that prevents you from coming to the masjid, then in that case, so let's say right now we're praying Maghrib, and we know that there is a storm brewing later on, or there's going to be a tornado warning, or there's going to be some danger outside for people to come. In that case, you pray Maghrib and you combine Maghrib and Isha together. So you don't come to the masjid for Isha. Make sense? Okay. But you couldn't come for Maghrib, you prayed already at home. In that case, then it just makes sense to just pray Isha in the masjid when you can. Okay. So that's one situation you can combine prayers. Is that clear to everybody? It's easy. So when you're in the masjid and anything that's going to happen after. So which prayers can be combined? Can you combine Fajr with something? No. So which prayers can be combined? Dhuhr and Asr and Maghrib and Isha. Okay. Alhamdulillah. Everybody's clear on that. Okay, now, issue number 2, non-weather related. There is a hadith out there, and then there is a different opinion based on that hadith. That hadith says that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam one day he made a jama'. So combining prayers in Arabic is called jama'. Okay, Jeen, Mim, Ain, jama'. So he did jama' for no reason at all. Wisdom being to make it easy for people, that if they need to combine salawat, then they can do that. It's a minority opinion, but it is an opinion out there. The minority opinion says that you can pray, you can combine the salawat in case you need to for some reason. Let's say you're really busy in the day, you're having meetings back to back, or you're performing surgery on a patient and you can't exit at that time, at Dhuhr time or Asr time, then you can combine, so it's allowed. Now this is a minority opinion, the majority opinion says no, you cannot do that. But I wanted to throw this out there, that it is a valid opinion based on that hadith and some other principles as well. Okay, I'm not going into a lot of technical details, that's just going to confuse everybody. Number 3, for women who become pure before, let's say, Maghrib. Some scholars say, according to Hanafi, for example, and Imam Malik, no, not Imam Malik, I forget, at least according to Hanafi opinion is, she only needs to pray Asr, because it's still time for Asr, because it's not Maghrib yet, right? She became pure before Maghrib time. So she just needs to repeat Asr. However, 3 scholars, I believe Imam Malik, Imam Ahmad, and Imam Shafi'i, they said that she needs to do Dhuhr and Asr. One thing I forgot to mention in situation number 2, which is the previous situation, not this one, but the previous situation. If you're sick and you take a medication that puts you to sleep or something like that, obviously we know sleep, you can sleep through a salah, and when you wake up, that's the time for your salah. But let's say you have no strength. You are so weak that you really cannot pray at all. Like let's say it's a Dhuhr time and you're really, really, really sick. And you know that you're going to have no strength. You're likely going to miss Asr because you need to rest for so long. Go ahead and combine Dhuhr and Asr, for example. Same thing for Maghrib and Isha, and you can figure out in what situation what you need to combine. Is that clear? Okay, so now becoming pure and impure for women, this falls in this category. Make sense? It falls in this category. So according to the majority of the scholars, majority of the schools, Imam Malik, Imam Shafi'i, and Imam Ahmad, which are the Athari schools, the Hadithi schools, they would tell you that because being impure is like being sick, so if the lady becomes pure before Maghrib or before Isha, then she has to combine the previous 2 prayers. She has to pray the two together, Dhuhr and Asr or Maghrib and Isha. Does that make sense? Is that common knowledge? Not at all common knowledge. So I would highly encourage, actually, just to be on the safe side, since there is a difference of opinion. It's better to be safe than sorry. Whenever there's a difference of opinion, you take yourself out of the difference. How do you take out of the difference? You reconcile between the two, and you do the option that it doesn't hurt either way. So if you, for example, let's say that you're a Hanafi lady and you become pure before Maghrib time, so you only pray Asr. But does it hurt to pray 4 rakah Dhuhr before? No, it does not. It doesn't invalidate anything because that will count as your nafil salah. Same thing for before Isha. If you pray Maghrib, that will count as your nafil salah. Okay, so these are the 3 situations, or 3 or 4 situations that I wanted to bring light to. Any questions from anyone? Did I address, was there a situation I didn't address? I'm just doing a top of my head.